Hello everyone, NegroVMX here, and I know it's been a while since y'all seen one of these. Well, it's been a while since I've recorded one, even though I have so many matches saved up. But we're coming back with more Pokemon Showdown matches, and if this beginning looks all different because it shows my team and the opposing team, it's because, for once, I'm not actually playing random battles. I mean, I'm still playing random battles, but I decided to try out Monotype. Monotype is a meta where you make a team, and basically you're a gym leader. You can get up to 6 Pokemon, of course, as normal, and they all have to share the same type. I decided to try this out being the Poison type guy. So I'm the Poison type gym leader. And this is actually what you're about to see, my very first Monotype battle on Pokemon Showdown. It actually went really well, as you might guess, because I'm up against Akuxrius, who is a fairy type. So I was like, you run into fairy type, that's going to be pretty much a gimme, although you can't just hold back on it. So I have Silvally, Poison, Crobat, Salazzle, Muck, Drapion, and Beedrill, and he's got Gardevoir, which I'm pretty sure is a Mega, Azurill, Sylveon, Ninetales, Alolan Ninetales, that is, Silvally, Fairy type, and Primarina. And by the way, you see a lot of people using Silvally on it because Arceus is banned, so we take the next best thing. So here we go. So I lead off with Flappy. He's my Crobat. He's a Choice Scarfed special attacker. I decided to lead off with Sludge Bomb. It's going to make Athena here pop its Citrus Berry. He's going to go for Moonblast. It's not going to do a whole hell of a lot of damage to me. Flappy is ridiculously fast. His speed is like 591. Athena's going to get off the Wish there, but there's not much you can do. So I decided to swap to Beedrill. I was like, go ahead, get your health back. I don't even care. I forgot why I swapped to Beedrill. Beedrill is my Mega Beedrill. It is a physical attacker. It's the only one on my team to not have a Poison type stab move, although it does have X-Scissor. I went with Acrobatics there. The Cute Charm is actually going to attract my Beedrill, which sucks. I should have stuck to Silvally because it is genderless, so that just sucks. I get immobilized by Love, so all of a sudden it's kind of a little bit pear-shaped, and I'm just getting pattered by Moonblast there. I forgot what my whole reasoning for swapping was, but we're going to stick with it. I get off a Swords Dance because clearly this thing's going to keep healing itself. But unfortunately, he goes for Moonblast, and that's going to take out my Beedrill, which I'm just noticing my Beedrill does it not have a special name? I think it did. Okay, so I bring Flappy back in there. I'm swapping over to Air Slash because I'm hoping to flinch it because I know he's going to go for Wish. And then the Poison is going to take out the Sylveon. Okay, so Aphrodite comes in. They're all named after gods. I thought that was pretty cool. Aphrodite, the goddess of love, is of course a Gardevoir. I figured it would go for Psychic, so I swapped in my people leader. That's the Poison and Dark type Drapion. Crunch is just going to do a lot of damage there. They're going to go for Destiny Bond, so I decided to get off Rest. This is a Rest Sleep Talk Drapion with Crunch and Poison Jab, so it's a really tanky guy. Really just put a lot of bulk into him. I get off the Sleep Talk Crunch, and that's going to take out the Gardevoir. So it's not a Mega, which was really interesting. He did not run a Mega on his team. So Hera comes in. Hera is, of course, the Alolan Ninetales. Going to go ahead and get me with the Blizzard in the hail. That has 100% accuracy. Absolutely nothing I can do about that. And I don't have a Steel-type move to really counter Hera with, so I brought in Flappy. Flappy has Heat Wave. That's going to do really well there. I am weak to ice, so I'm going to go down, but I didn't want to bring out my Salazzle just yet, because I wanted to at least, I knew I couldn't take it out in one hit. So I have a shiny Salazzle named Sally. I don't know why the sprite doesn't show up as shiny. You see the little sparkles. In my team preview, it shows up as shiny, but for whatever reason, she's not showing up as shiny, so the Fire Blast is easily going to take out the Ninetales. Now, Hypnos comes in. Hypnos is, love the names, is a Primarina, so I'm going to swap over to Achilles as my my Silvally. This guy has Surf, Thunderbolt, the Poison-type multi-attack, and I forget what the other move is. And by the way, some of the sets I tweaked along the way, so you might see moves that I later don't have. So that's going to take him down. He brings out his Silvally, which is Zeus. I really thought he should have named it Dionysus, but that's just me, because it's a fairy type. So he's going to go for the Tri-Attack, obviously hoping to put some status on me. It didn't work, so the second multi-attack is easily going to take him out. His last Pokemon is the Azurill Poseidon. I don't know why it's Azurill and not like Azumarill, but one multi-attack is going to take him out. I thought he might be holding like a Focus Sash or something, but apparently not. So here's our second battle. This is against Halmedo, and as you can see, this is a Water-type team. Kind of scary, but nothing too terrible. So anyway, I'm going to bring out my Crobat. Now, they're leading with Rotom Wash, which is like, okay, I know I'm going to get him with an electric-type move, but I figure I can take at least one. He actually goes for Will-O-Wisp, so he missed. So I figure, well, he's going to go for Will-O-Wisp again, because he really wants to do that. So I'm going to bring in Salazzle. Obviously, you can't burn Fire-type, so that's going to fail. So, unfortunately, though, Rotom is Water-type, so I know he's going to go for, like, Hydro Pump or something, so I swapped in Achelis because it has Thunderbolt. I do get hit by the Hydro Pump, thankfully. It doesn't go that badly. Thunderbolt does like almost no damage to Rotom. He goes for Will-O-Wisp again. That's going to miss. I thought maybe I might swap in Salazzle here, but I decided against it because I figure he might go for Hydro Pump. And he did go for Hydro Pump. So I'm glad I didn't swap. Multi-attack is doing a little better damage, but not quite enough to take him down. And he hits me with that last Hydro Pump. Hydro Pump doesn't have the best accuracy, so I was really kind of counting on a miss there, but it didn't happen. So I bring in Flappy. It is the fastest Pokemon on my team. I figure I could just use whatever. I chose Sludge Bomb. That's easily going to take Rotom down. Being able to see his entire team changes things. So Pelipper is going to come in, and I figured this was the main thing with Pelipper was going to be just just causing the rain and using Hurricane. I brought in Sursludge. That's my Muck. I think at this point I had an electric-type move on him. I know he doesn't now. I'm running him with, he's got Fire Punch, Ice Punch, I think Gunk Shot, and I forget what the other one is. But as you can see, I just get confused, and nothing goes my way. So I bring in Drapion. So Drapion, I get off the Poison Jab. It does okay damage, and I do get off the Poison. I'm not worried about it. He's holding a Life Orb, as you can see. I'm not really worried about that because this is a Rest, Sleep, Talk set, so I don't really have to worry about, getting chipped away by the Life Orb. I don't have to worry about status. I can just use Rest at any time. So Pelipper is going to use Roost. Unfortunately, I have regular Poison on it, not Toxic Poison. I am going to speed this part up for a little while here. So he brings in Araquanid. I'm kind of wondering what the purpose of Arachnid was. I thought it might use a Bug-type move on me because that is super effective, but I do get the Sleep Talk Crunch. He actually goes for Sticky Web, which actually makes sense. Probably should have led with that. The second Poison type is going to take him out before he gets to do any damaging Bug-type moves. So Gyarados comes in and immediately goes into Dragon Dance. Because it immediately went into Dragon Dance without Mega Evolving, I figured it's probably not a Mega. Poison Jab is going to hit him really hard and poison him, and then he does Mega Evolve. So that was interesting. He's going to get the Waterfall off, and I'm going to get the Rest off, get all my health back. So he's now, he's faster than me, so I'm worried about getting flinched. But I'm not too worried about this. I'm just hoping not Sleep Talk Rest. I do get Sleep Talk Rest, unfortunately. So he's going to use Waterfall. That's going to take him down, and he's going to go down to the Poison. He was also just losing health consistently there. So I bring in Salazzle because it's holding an air balloon, and I figure it's not going to get affected by the whatchamacallit, the Sticky Web there. Unfortunately, Pelipper is just going to scald him to death. So this is actually looking really bad. So I bring in Flappy. I'm trying to go for that air slash flinch hacks. Hurricane does a lot of damage, but I know the next Air Slash is going to take him out, so Pelipper goes down. In comes Ludicolo. This thing's weak to flying-type moves. Unfortunately, it's going to get off the Ice Beam there, but I did take off 60% of his health. So I have Beedrill here, and I'm thinking at this point I probably can't win. Beedrill can definitely win the matchup against Sharpedo, but can I do anything? So I had Acrobatics on him. That's going to take him out. So here's the thing. I'm slower. He's probably a Mega. He immediately goes for Protect. Protect is, of course, going to just let him get his speed boost up. He goes for Waterfall, and that's absolutely going to body him. But, I thought if I can get an X-Scissor off, I could have killed it. But with that waiting on the speed boost, there was nothing I could do about it. So this battle is versus High Level Noob, who has a Bug-type team. This is a really cool battle here. So he starts off with Ribombee, and I start off with Sursludge. You usually start off with Flappy, the Crobat, but in this case I decided to do this. So he's got Fire Punch. That's going to take Ribombee down to its Focus Sash. He's going to go ahead and use Stun Spore. I'm not really concerned about it. Sursludge is really, really slow as it is. So, other than getting paralyzed, no big deal. So in comes Heracross. He's going to go ahead and Mega Evolve into the Mega Heracross. I'm worried about Earthquake because there it comes. Earthquake is a major problem for my entire team except for Crobat and Salazzle. But, you know, I've gotten bodied by Earthquake many times. Thankfully, he's double weak to the flying type move, so my Crobat's immediately able to take him out. Araquanid comes in. This thing's also weak to flying type, but obviously a lot bulkier. I do get a flinch there, so that's good. Can you imagine if Crobat can get Serene Grace? That would just be amazing. So he gets a Mirror Coat off there, which I did not expect. It just misses the kill. And Caesar comes in. So Caesar obviously is not going to take a whole lot of damage there. It is neutral against him because he's part Steel type. I swap in Sally. I figure I can at least force him to swap here. But what can he really swap into? His whole team, other than Araquanid, is weak to fire. He does swap into Araquanid, which is just about what I figured. I went for Fire Blast anyway, because I figured it might still have enough energy to kill. But unfortunately, I missed, but then I outspeed him, get off the Gunk Shot, and that's going to kill Araquanid there. So, in comes Caesar. There's absolutely nothing this thing can do to me other than Bullet Punch, which, as you can see, even with the critical, that's not quite enough to do real damage there. And then I miss with Fire Blast again, and I'm really salty, but I figure he's not going to get another crit. So, and he didn't even go for Bullet Punch there, so he goes down like a sack of potatoes. He also has a Scyther. Now, I'm actually running Knockoff on my Salazzle now, but at this point it didn't have it. So the Scyther with the Eviolite is able to survive that and take me out with Aerial Ace. I bring in Flappy, nothing's going to outspeed him. Air Slash is easily going to destroy him, and the only Pokemon I have to worry about now is Volcarona. So Volcarona comes in, I'm figuring, well, I'm locked into Air Slash, might as well just go for it. I'm going to take off more than half of his health there, and I get a flinch, so this is over unless I miss, which it doesn't come to pass because he ditched out, so there you have it. So here, this is really interesting. This is versus Bisharp Baby, and this is another Poison type trainer, and I'm thinking, oh boy, we're going to get to see who's the better user of Poison type. So let's see. So of course I'm going to start with, I almost always start with Crobat. He's going to start off with his Venusaur, which of course it's a Mega. I went for Air Slash right away. He didn't Mega Evolve, so I'm thinking, okay, that's interesting. I'm thinking, of course it's a Mega, but then it doesn't Mega Evolve, so I'm thinking, well, maybe Gengar is his Mega. So he brings in Drapion. I am locked into Air Slash. I get a critical hit, taking off more than half of his health. The second Air Slash is going to take him down really into that danger zone. He's going to go ahead and pop his Z Crystal for Hydro Vortex. Probably should have waited till Salazzle was on the screen to do that. He swaps into Nidoking. I'm going to go ahead and get off another Air Slash, and I'm thinking, well, he's not going to outspeed me. I'm doing so much damage with this Crobat. It's ridiculous. It finally gets off an Ice Beam to kill Flappy, but wow, what a run he had. So I bring in Salazzle. Seems like an odd move, but at this point I did have Hidden Power Ice on him, so that worked out really well. I replaced Hidden Power Ice with Knockoff because I was having a problem with some Eviolite Pokemon. So in comes Toxicroak. I knew he was going to do Sucker Punch, so I went for Toxic. Of course, Sally has the ability Corrosion, which means that Toxic can work on Pokemon that are Poison type or Steel type, which are normally just immune to status. I don't know if it would work on Kamala. So I swapped over to People Eater. Unfortunately, he's got Drain Punch. Fortunately for me, it's not doing a hell of a lot of damage. I get off the rest and prepare to start Sleep Talking. I'm thinking, well, they didn't really do much with that Drain Punch. That's not the best fighting type move. So he's going for a Swords Dance because he's really like, all right, that didn't do a lot of damage. Let's pump it up a little bit. I get off Sleep Talk, and I get Rest because of course I do. The Toxic is really starting to rack up right now. He gets off another Drain Punch. It's still not enough. But watch this, guys. Watch what happens here. I get off my Sleep Talk Poison Jab. Amazing, isn't it? So obviously, the Toxic just misses killing him. I know he's going to use Drain Punch, but I have hardly any health left to give him, and he's definitely going to go down to Toxic on this round. So we both go down. So no big deal there. So it seems pretty even, but you got to remember that my Crobat did a lot of damage to his team. Drapion comes in, it's got like no health. I bring in Sally. So Sally's actually pretty fast. I went for Hidden Power. It's like I said, it was Hidden Power Ice. She doesn't have it anymore, but I figured I just wanted to chip him out. In comes Gengar. Now Gengar is really, really fast, and I figured it was a Mega. I actually outspeed it, which is amazing. He went for Destiny Bond, and I'm like, okay, so you don't have a Mega Venusaur or Mega Gengar? I thought that was kind of weird. So I bring in Sir Sludge. And he goes for Focus Blast. That's going to miss, so that's great. I'm afraid of nobody can outspeed him. So I'm kind of afraid of the problem being that he's going to just keep using Destiny Bond. And I really didn't want to lose any Pokemon that I didn't, want to. So I just really want to make Toxic rack up here. So he goes for Destiny Bond again, which I kind of figured he would. I actually went for Focus Blast because I knew it wouldn't hit him. So I knew it wouldn't hit him, so I wouldn't die. So then I swapped over to Sally because I'm like, it doesn't matter what he does now. He goes for Shadow Ball. That's going to take her down to almost nothing. And I get a special defense drop. But Gengar's done. There's nothing that Gengar can do. So that's Bop Boop Beep. So Crobat comes out. Now I'm a little scared of this because I figure, well, it's pretty dangerous. But I don't know if it's good. It has Cross Poison. I'm thinking, well, maybe it may not be the same as my Crobat. It may not have Focus Scarf. It goes for Cross Poison again, which makes me think it probably does have a Focus Scarf on. So I just start using Ice Punch. I'm thinking there's no way I'm going to outspeed it, but it's not doing a whole lot of damage. He swaps over to Venusaur. I'm thinking, all right, let's go for Ice Punch, but since it's not a Mega, he swaps into it, and then, listen to this, check it out. Then he Mega Evolves. He could have Mega Evolved at the beginning, and he would have ate that Ice Punch up. So Giga Drain's obviously not going to do much of anything. Venusaur doesn't seem to really have any options against me. I go for Ice Punch. It's going to do a lot less damage due to Mega Venusaur's ability. If he would have Mega Evolved it at the beginning, like he should have, it wouldn't be a big deal. So I swap into Beedrill. He goes for Synthesis to heal up, but I have X Scissor, and Thick Fat isn't going to protect you against that, so I go for X Scissor. I get a critical. It's going to take off most of his health. I mean, Venusaur's really fat. Hidden Power, I don't know which Hidden Power that is. It could have been in a lot of things. I go for Acrobatics. I get another critical hit. But Acrobatics has a high crit rate anyway. That's going to easily take him out. And his last Pokemon is the Crobat. I go for Hidden Power Electric, I think it was. I think I took that off of him. He's going to go for Brave Bird. That's going to take him out. But I think he's probably locked into Brave Bird at this point. I haven't even busted out Silvally. I bring in Sir Sludge. So check it out. He goes for Brave Bird. It's going to absolutely annihilate me, but he's going to go down from the blowback. So hey, I was down to one Pokemon, but it was one that I didn't even have to bring out. So really GG on that. So this one is versus Majin69, who's a grass type user, and I got to give this guy credit because a lot of the people I ran into who are running grass type teams just immediately rage quit as soon as they saw my team. They wouldn't even give it one turn. So he's got Tapu Bulu, Tangrowth, Superior, Breloom, Ferrothorn, and Sceptile. Let's see how this goes. So, any team can win as long as you know how to play. So he starts with Sceptile, but then immediately goes off to Tangrowth, which I thought was strange. Either way, I'm going to go for Air Slash. This entire team is pretty weak to Air Slash except for Ferrothorn. So he does bring out Ferrothorn. I go for Air Slash because I really have no choice. Flappy does have Heat Wave, which would absolutely annihilate Ferrothorn, but I am Choice Scarf. So I bring in Sally because I figure I can at least get off at least one hit. I don't know, or at least force a swap. He's going to throw out the Stealth Rocks. I'm going to actually throw out Toxic here because I was pretty sure he was going to swap it, even if he didn't. Toxic can actually hit Ferrothorn. He goes for Gyro Ball. I'm like, okay, it does a little less than half of my health, so I could probably take another Gyro Ball. But then he swaps over to Tapu Bulu. It's going to get the Grassy Surge off. That's like whatever. Fire Blast is absolutely going to annihilate Tapu Bulu. So I'm thinking the only problem I might have is if he gets his Superior really powered up, or if that's a Mega Sceptile and he gets that. So he brings up the Mega Sceptile. Obviously, it's only going to take neutral damage from fire now. It is double weak to ice, but yeah, so that's why I brought in Sir Sludge. Dragon Pulse absolutely annihilates my Salazzle. So then he swaps over to Ferrothorn. I went for Ice Punch, obviously. That's not going to do a lot of damage. I'm going to take some damage from the Iron Barbs, but I am also... Monk is one of the Pokemon that can heal from grassy terrain, so that's pretty cool. I swapped over to Fire Punch. That's going to destroy him. And I take a little bit, like I said, a little bit from Iron Barbs, but the fact that I have Black Sludge and the grassy terrain is up. I'm getting back more than I'm losing. So in comes Breloom. I'm thinking, well, I could do Fire Punch, I could do Ice Punch, but I want to see what this guy's all about. I figure he might go for a Fighting type move. He doesn't. He actually goes for Spore. That's why I brought Flappy in. So I figured, well, what else can he possibly do? He starts using Swords Dance, so I'm like, okay, but he probably doesn't have an Ice type move, right? I'm gambling on this. So he's setting up Swords Dance, Swords Dance, Swords Dance. He's double weak to flying. He uses Mach Punch. It's not enough. I know if I can get one Air Slash off, it's absolutely going to destroy this thing. I finally wake up and get off the Air Slash. Boom, he's done. There's nothing Breloom can do about Air Slash. Absolutely nothing. And then he bitches out. I gave him credit for not bitching out at the beginning, but he didn't even use Superior. It's just like, wow, okay. Okay, so this next battle is versus Puck It All, who has a normal type team. And guess what, guys? He has Miltank, Snorlax, Munchlax, Chancy, Smeargle, and Spinda. It is a Metronome team. He's only going to use Metronome. I think that's so cool. I don't mind that he did that. So let's see how it goes. It actually goes really interesting. So in comes the shiny Smeargle. I start off with Flappy as I normally do. I go for Air Slash. It's going to take him down really hard. He goes for Metronome. He gets Silver Wind. That's going to do absolute donkey dick. The second Air Slash is going to take a Smeargle down. So I'm thinking that was interesting. So then in comes Spinda, also a shiny. And I get off an Air Slash, takes off more than half his health. And then he goes for Metronome. This is when I realize it's a Metronome team. So he gets Spatial Rend. Doesn't do a whole lot of damage to me. And Spinda goes down like a sack of potatoes. So in comes Chancy, another shiny, and this is when I realized I needed knockoff, because I can't knock off this thing's Eviolite, and that's why I gave Salazzle knockoff. So he gets Brave Bird, doesn't do a whole lot. I decided to swap over to Surf Sludge, because he's a physical attacker and Chancy's a special wall. But then I swapped over to Salazzle. So he gets Bide, and the reason I swapped is because he used Bide. I did not want to hit him. So Bide unleashes. I didn't do any damage to him, so nothing, no big deal. So I put the Toxic on it because I figure at the very least I can force a swap because he might be Natural Cure. And I go back to Sir Sledge to start battering him. He gets Fake Tears. That's going to lower my special defense. Whatever, it's interesting to see some of these moves. So Focus Blast does like nothing. I'm like, oh crap, man, that Eviolite. He gets Flail, but he's not at low enough health for that to matter. The Toxic is starting to rack up, and then he gets Scald, and I'm like, okay, it's gonna burn me, and of course it does burn me, but whatever. This thing's going to go down to Toxic sooner or later, so I'm just interested to see what kind of crazy crap can happen from Metronome. Metronome is just crazy. So that Focus Blast is going to take him down even further. He gets Baby Doll Eyes. That's going to kill my attack. So Sir Sludge is at 0.67 attack, 2/3 attack, but then burned as well, so that cuts that in half. So in comes Munchlax. I figure this thing's definitely holding an Eviolite too. I swapped over to Salazzle just to get my stats back. He gets Return. That does a lot of damage. Salazzle is actually the only Pokemon that I will lose in this battle, so I put the Toxic on him because I figure here's another Eviolite Pokemon. He gets Ice Beam. Of course I resist it, but that's going to be enough to take Salazzle down. But like I said, that's my only loss. The thing about Metronome teams, it is a gimmick. You can actually, win pretty easily, or you could just get destroyed. So Munchlax is not nearly as bulky in defense as Chancy is. Even with the Eviolite, this thing's definitely holding one. So I actually get a pretty good hit off of Focus Blast there. I missed the next Focus Blast. He got Lick. Now he's got Parabolic Charge. It's like, okay, these really weird moves that you would never see in a competitive battle, but it's so cool. Maybe I'll make a Metronome team one day. I don't know. So I got another Focus Blast off. That's going to take him down to the point where he's definitely going down to Toxic. He gets Smog. That does nothing. It's a poison type move. So Munchlax is going to go down to his... I'm actually going to speed this up a little because it's just taking too long. Go down to Toxic. So in comes Snorlax. So I know this thing's not going to be as bulky because it can't hold the Eviolite. He's going to get Shockwave. That actually was a critical hit. Shows you how good Shockwave is, right? All these Pokemon are level 100, so, Another Focus Blast coming off. He gets Guard Split, whatever. I don't even know what that does. Shared its guard with the target, whatever that is. So I decided to go for Poison Jab because I can't Toxic him because my only Toxic user is done. So I'll just try and get Poison off with Poison Jab. So he got Avalanche, then he gets Memento. He got Memento, so he's going to faint. And the last Pokemon that I have to worry about is Miltank, Shiny Blue Miltank. I decided to bring Beedrill in. He's going to get Tailwind. That's going to make him faster, but I doubt he's as fast as a Mega Beedrill. So I started using Swords Dance because I just want to take him out in one hit, but at the same time, I also want to see what else he gets. He gets Recover. He gets Magnetic Flux. I'm really interested in it. He's Glaciate. Wow, these weird-ass moves. So Tailwind ends. I go for X-Scissor. It's absolutely going to destroy him. That was fun, though. It really was fun. So this next one is versus Artemis IO0. Another Bug-type team. Bug-type seems pretty popular on there, so I'm obviously going to start with Crobat. Masquerain is going to intimidate me, but like I said, this is a special Crobat, so no big deal on that. Ice Beam does a lot of damage to me, but thankfully, I don't get frozen. That's what's important about it. And the second Air Slash is going to take Masquerain down. So his next Pokemon is Beedrill. I figured this is probably his Mega. If he has one, he does pop Mega, but even Mega Beedrill's not as fast as Flappy. Air Slash is going to take him down to 22% of his health. He gets off U-Turn, which is a really interesting move. That's going to take Flappy down. I don't know why he's swapping out. He brings in Rabombi, a shiny Rabombi. So I like having one shiny on the team. I don't know why my Salazzle doesn't show up as shiny, though. Just weird. Only in the team editor thing does it show up as shiny. So I bring in Beedrill. He's going to go ahead for Twinkle Tackle. That's going to do good damage, but not quite enough to take me out. X-Scissor is going to absolutely annihilate him after that Swords Dance. So there you go. Bop Boop Beep. He's done. So he brings in his Mega Beedrill. It is a speed tie, of course. He wins the speed tie, gets off U-Turn. That's going to take me down. I believe it is a max speed set. I actually, at the end of this video, may go over the team fully, like the stats and everything. So Beautifly comes in, is going to do Quiver Dance. This can actually be really scary, but Beautifly kind of sucks. So I use Ice Punch. It's going to take him down to his Focus Sash. So I'm thinking, all right, let's see what he has. He has Psychic. Thankfully, it's not Stab. That's really scary, though. I swapped over to Fire Punch in case he decided to swap. Although, I think most of his team's weak to ice as well, too. So in comes Beedrill. I know he's going to outspeed me. I think he might have Drill Run or something. So I bring in Salazzle because it has the air balloon. He does go for Drill Run, as I figured. So obviously that's not going to hurt me. He goes for U-Turn again. That's going to pop my balloon. So I'm thinking, well, next time Beedrill comes in, he can easily kill my Salazzle. In comes Mothim. I went for Knockoff there. It doesn't have an item. No item on Mothim, so Fire Blast's going to take him out. That was weird. I figured maybe it was running like Acrobatics or something. I don't know. So Levani comes in. It's double weak to fire, but it does have a Focus Sash, so we are going to get to see one move that it has is Shadow Claw. Weird choice there against Salazzle, and just use Knockoff just because it has 100% accuracy there. So I do got to worry about the Beedrill. It's faster than my whole team, but I have Pokemon I haven't even used yet. I figure he was going to go for U-Turn. It was probably his only stab move, is what I was thinking. So I bring in Drapion. Well, he has a Drill Run. I'm weak to Drill Run and I'm weak to U-Turn, but I figure neither were going to kill me in one shot. This is a very bulky Drapion, and Crunch is going to end it. So this is versus Gab Go Gab, who has an electric-type team. We have Electros, Rotamo, Galvantula, Alolan Golem, Alolan Raichu, and Ampharos. And this one was weird. This was just a little while ago. What a weird team. So he brings in his Ampharos. Hey, and it's I think they're all shiny. So I bring in Achilles, my Silvally. I forgot why I started with him. Oh, I think it's because... I forgot why. So I went for multi-attack there. This is a Mega Ampharos gaining the Dragon typing. He goes for the Electric Terrain. I thought, all right, that's weird. So I bring in Sir Sludge because he has Ice Punch. He went for Protect. Obviously, that's not going to do anything on that turn because I didn't attack. So he brings in Alolan Raichu, and I'm thinking, oh god, it's a Psychic type. Here we go. Ice Punch does a lot of damage, and he doesn't go for a Psychic type move. He goes for Electro Ball. So I guess he was like, oh, it's Stab. Go for it. Doesn't take out my Muck, and the second Ice Punch, or Poison Jab, rather. Not the second Ice Punch, the first Poison Jab. That'll take him out. So Shiny Ampharos comes back out. He knows that I'm going to... Now, here's the thing. He outspeeds me. I'm like, how could you possibly outspeed me? There is no reason that Mega Ampharos, should have outsped Muck. And I'm thinking he can't be Choice Scarf, so that was really weird. So I bring out Flappy. So I'm thinking, well, you're not going to outspeed him. Unfortunately, I'm not doing a whole lot with that Air Slash. It was really my only... I guess I could have used Shadow Ball, but... I don't know. So this thing is destroying my team with Dragon Pulse. I have to kill it. So I bring in Beedrill. I figure I can outspeed him, definitely, unless some other fuck shit happens. Drill Run's absolutely going to destroy Ampharos. And Bop Boop Beep, he's done. Now I figured, well, here comes the Electros because I can't use Drill Run on him, right? So that's absolutely correct. So I went for X-Scissor. It does really, really good damage. And he's going to go for his Z move, Inferno Overdrive. Beedrill can't do shit about that. Absolutely annihilated. So I bring in Salazzle because obviously he has a fire move in there. I don't know what it was. I went for Knockoff. Obviously that's not going to do much. I don't know why I went for Knockoff. He goes for Crunch. So I decided to just go for Gunk Shot, get off the stab move, and that's going to finally take Electros down. Just an absolutely scary Pokemon. So in comes Golem, and I'm thinking, okay, this is weird. I went for Gunk Shot just to try to get the poison off. I do get the poison off, but then I thought, why didn't I just go for Toxic? I knew this thing was going to kill me with Earthquake. Why didn't I just go for Toxic? That would have been better. So I have a real problem with it. This thing having Earthquake. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get around this. So I bring out my tankiest Pokemon, and I use Crunch to try to not only just do damage, but to lower his attack. He actually went for Facade that time, so I'm like, all right. So I can just attack with Crunch again, or I can try to get a rest off. And I decided to get the rest off because I wasn't sure that Crunch was going to take him out. It only did 34% damage. He has 43%. And I wanted the poison to do a little more damage. So, now he's left with 36%. I'm still, not sure if I'm even going to get Crunch. I get Poison Jab. Oh, well. It does a little bit more damage, but there you go. So the next Facade. I don't know why he didn't use Earthquake. He decided to start using Facade. Whatever, probably because he's poisoned, but Earthquake's probably still what it is, super effective. So I bring out Silvally as my absolute last hope. Surf is going to take the Golem down. I know I'm probably not going to win this, but I want to at least make him work for it. So Rotom Mow comes out, and surprise, surprise, it's another shiny. Multi-attack does really amazing damage there. He hits me with Thunderbolt. It does really good damage, so I'm thinking, all right, well, the next multi-attack will kill him. There's no way that I can outspeed Galvantula. And I figure maybe I'll get one hit off on this thing. It's a shiny, by the way. And Thunderbolt takes me down to 5%. I get off the multi-attack. I was like, please crit. A crit would have won. A crit would have won, but I don't get the crit, so I'm going to lose that one. So I got two more to show you. This one's versus Jose878, who has an Ice-type team. He has Kyurem Black, Aurorus, Avalugg, Alolan Sandslash, Glalie, which was his Mega, and Alolan Ninetales. Let's watch this one. So I actually decided to start with Muck on this one. And he starts with Avalugg. This is going to work out all right. I'm going to go for Focus Miss. And it misses, because of course it does. His Avalanche does not great damage, so I'm like, all right, well, nobody on his team is going to want to get hit by Focus Miss. But then he swaps into Kyurem Black. I'm thinking, well, you still don't want to get hit by this. Maybe he just wanted to get the whole Terravolt off. So, or maybe Kyurem just has better defense, because obviously he actually took that pretty well. So he's going to go for Zen Headbutt. That does a lot of damage. Doesn't flinch me, so that's good. I'm thinking he's definitely going to go for Zen Headbutt again, so I better swap in my Purple People Leader. So I bring Purple People Leader in. And yeah, that's not gonna work, man. So then he swaps over to Aurorus. That's gonna get the Snow Warning off. I got the Crunch off there. That does a lot of damage, and I get a defense drop. So that's really cool. I know another Crunch is absolutely gonna destroy him, so I figure he might swap. But what is he gonna swap? And nothing wants to swap into Crunch. So he brings Kyurem out. So I'm thinking, all right, there you go. Bop boop beep. He's done. At the very most, he's the hail is racking up damage, but I can just rest that off at any time, right? That's what I'm thinking, at least. So he brings in Glalie. I figured this is the only Pokemon on his team that could be a Mega, so it definitely is. This thing's absolutely scary. Getting the Ice-type return off, that's just going to body the hell out of me. I went for Poison Jab. Unfortunately, I'm going to go down to my Life Orb there, but I figured I needed to get damage off on this thing, and 63% is really good. So Flappy's the only one that's going to outspeed him. I'm going to get Heat Wave off, and that's going to kill the Glalie, no problem. So I figure he's probably going to bring Aurorus out now, because it's a little bit more resistant to Heat Wave. He actually brings out Sandslash. I'm like, dude, that's double weak. He has a Focus Sash. I'm thinking, all right, well, he's going to hit me with an Ice-type move. He actually went for Iron Head. What are you doing? Ice-type move would have probably killed Flappy. So the second Heat Wave is going to take Sandslash out. So I was really wondering what he was thinking on that one. So I figured, well, here comes Aurorus now. Nope, Ninetales comes out. So, all right, well, he got the Hail back out. Heat Wave is going to do really good damage. I know it's going to take one more, but Moonblast doesn't take me out, except I'm going to go down to the Hail. So I was like, at that point, I know I'm going down. So, all right, whatever. But it's going pretty well. I bring out the Beedrill. Obviously, I'm going to pop Mega right away. There's no reason. There's certain reasons, like certain Pokemon that change type, you might want to hold off and pop in Mega, like Gyarados in certain circumstances, if you think somebody's going to use a Ground-type move, but or a Fighting-type move, but not Beedrill. So he brings an Avalugg. Drill Run does, like, nothing. It's a donkey dick. And that was a critical. He's going to get an Avalanche. That, unfortunately, was a critical as well, so he goes down. And he's healing from his Ice Body. So I bring in Salazzle. I've been waiting to bring in Salazzle. I know I can outspeed both Avalugg and Aurorus. Fire Blast, another critical. Where are all these criticals coming from? It is craziness up in here. That's going to take the Avalugg way the hell out. Aurorus comes out. Fire Blast, not my best option here because it is Dragon type. Protect, I went for Toxic there because I figure the best thing I can do is that. Even if he wins the matchup, I got two more Pokemon to stall him out, So I get the Toxic off. And then I realized, wait a minute, not Rock type. I'm sorry, not Dragon type, Rock type. Rock type resists fire, so does Dragon type. It looks like a dragon, but it's Rock type. So anyway, I get the knockoff off. That's going to get rid of his leftover. So this thing really is doomed. He's going to go for Freeze Dry. That must be great against water type teams, but not against me. So I went for Gunk Shot there. I miss, but like I said, this thing's days are severely numbered. Another Freeze Dry. I can't survive another one, and I get frozen. I'm not going to try to swap or anything. I'm just going to let the Salazzle die here because I know he's going down a Toxic in the next round anyway, so it doesn't matter. What was I going to do? Swap in Silvally, who cares, right? So Bop Boop BP's done. So this is the last one. This is versus Voltichi. Really cool Ghost-type team here with really cool names. He's got Gengar, Mimikyu, Chandelure, Alolan, Marowak, Decidueye, and Sableye. And he went for some really cool obscure sort of gods and goddesses for his names. I thought that was pretty cool. So anyway, I'm starting off with Flappy. He's got Nyx, and that's his Mega Sableye. He's going to pop Mega right away. And I'm going to go for Air Slash, which I probably should not have done. I probably should have... what I should have done is gone for Shadow Ball. So, yeah, that sucks. So he's going to get the Will-O-Wisp off, but I'm a special attacker, so it's no big deal. I'm really hoping for flinches. It's not happening. He's going to knock off my Choice Scarf, so I'm not as fast as I was, but I'm probably still faster than most of his team, except for, like, Gengar. I swapped over to Shadow Ball, but then it's, like, not doing as much damage, so I'm like, alright. Obviously, Air Slash is better because it's stab, but this is a stally fucking Mega Gengar with Recover and Protect, and I'm just like... fuck my life at this point. So let me speed this up because this is just, he wins this matchup pretty easily. Just Protect and slide. So I know I need to kill this thing really fast. So I bring out Beedrill. I pop my Mega. He attack. Critical hit. He faint. Goodbye, Mega. Sableye. So he brings out Ogun, that's his Chandelure. I'm like, well, here comes a fire type move. So I bring out Sally, who should be shiny. It shows the sparkles, but she should be white and red, not black and purple. I don't know what that's all about. So he goes for another Fire Blast. That's going to miss. That first one just did so much damage, so I realize this thing's definitely got a Choice Scarf because he's outspeeding me. And now he's Choice Scarf is gone, so I went for Gunk Shot. Unfortunately, I don't get the poison I was looking for, and Shadow Ball is going to take me out. I probably should have went for Toxic. Oh, well. So I bring Beedrill in because this thing is Fire type, so Drill Run, done. So that's pretty cool. So it's dead even right now. 4v4. He brings in Sitapati. That's his Alolan Marowak. Drill Run does really great damage. Unfortunately, not quite enough. He gets off the Flare Blitz. That's just going to body me. So Bop Boop Beepy's done. But he did a pretty great job. So I bring in Achilles. And I get off Surf. That's going to take off the rest of his health. So City Pot of Town, goodbye. So Debial is his... Well, it was shiny, but it doesn't show up as shiny. So I think the game's got a problem with some shiny. This is his Gengar. I'm going to go for Shadow Claw. It's absolutely going to annihilate him. Gengar's got, like, no defense, no hit points. Wolden, which is a way of saying Odin, that's his Decidueye. He's going to go for Sucker Punch. It doesn't do a lot of damage. Shadow Claw is going to take him more than half his health. I know he's going to use Sucker Punch again. I knew I can take it, so I was like, alright, just go for Shadow Claw again. And he's done. So the last Pokemon is his Mimikyu, but Mimikyu is just scary, and I know I'm not going to be able to outspeed him. He goes for Shadow Sneak. Anyway, just in case I did outspeed him, but I don't think I was going to be able to. So I bring out the Purple People Eater, because this is the guy with the Dark type move, right? He goes for Swords Dance. So I'm like, okay, that's what you do. You go for Swords Dance, because my first hit is only going to break his Disguise, but I get a Defense Drop, which is really cool. So I'm thinking, whatever he does... hold on 1 second, guys. Mother of a fuck, I'm not going to be able to show you the team stuff. I might do a separate video for that. I got to finish this up. So anyway, I get off Crunch. That's going to annihilate him due to that defense drop. And Bop Boop Beepy's done. So I'll see you guys real soon. I've been experimenting playing some other stuff other than just Gen 7 random. I've been playing Monotype, and I've also been playing previous gens randomized. So we'll see how that goes. So I'll see you guys real soon with more great content.